Alright, hello everyone, casual fanatics. Messed up my intro. Hello out there, casual fanatics, Jeremy here. And welcome back to the casual mode playthrough of Selenon Rising. In the last episode, we got our directions from the Chief of Police, Chief Noble, who sounds amazingly like Megatron, and his secretary, Miss Pierce, who has dressed us up like a very attractive redhead by the name of Mary Jane Watson. I mean Rhonda Fox. And in this episode, we're going to be using these skills to go undercover, try and get into Zarla's cell, find some information, and, if possible, take out Zarla. Spoilers, we are not going to try to take out Zarla, because that sounds dumb. So, let's move on. Let's get back into the game. Blue drops me off at my apartment so I can pick up my car. I'm going to be close by. You have your transponder in case you need anything. Yes, I'm set. Blue nods and drives away. I climb into my own car and follow the directions to the folder to Bolt's auto. By the way, she's supposed to be in disguise right now, kind of like this sultry, foxy mole type. But I'm not changing her name because I can't speak in a sexy manner in my own voice. How the hell would I manage to pull off sexy in a female voice? Unless for some reason you find my British contralto sexy, in which case you might need help. I pull up to the shop and park my car in the small parking lot in front of the two open garage stalls. A poorly maintained neon sign buzzes ahead, spelling out the name in script, at least when it can find the time to work. Ah, film noir. Do-do-do-do-do. Ba-da-da-da-da. I enter the small repair shop through the office door. No one is at the counter, so I walk through into the garage. The place is littered with spare parts and tool carts. Nice rain! 2 cars are up on lifts, while a third sits on the garage floor. Music comes from a small radio sitting on a metal cart in the middle of the shop. I look around. The only person in the shop is a skinny teenage boy who is bent over the engine of a third car. That can't be the contact. Damn. Where's everyone else? Excuse me? The boy continues tinkering with the engine. Maybe he didn't hear me. His shoulders are moving to the beat of the music. I walk closer and raise my voice. Excuse me? He holds up a finger in my direction, telling me to wait. I'm taken aback. Who does this kid think he is? My car broke down. Is the manager here? This kid keeps looking at the car. He's out. What? He's talking so quietly I can barely hear his voice over the music. The manager, he's out. What should I do now? Maybe I should give some hint that I'm not just here for car repairs. Well, I'm looking for something special. I have a flat, and there's a particular brand of tire that I want. I think it's called New Moon. I wince internally at how stupid that sounded, but he finally looks up at me. Oh, New Moon tires? Yes. Something wrong? Are you sure about that? I've heard the brand doesn't exactly have a good reputation. My eyes widen with surprise. Guess this kid is more than he looks on the outside. More than meets the eye. In fact, he may even be the contact I'm looking for. Oh, I'm sure. In fact, I was hoping you might be able to teach me a thing or two about changing them myself. Being a mechanic isn't something you should take lightly. You have to be prepared to sacrifice. Alrighty. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do 2, so We'll go 1 to 3 and 4 to 6. I suppose I am. If I wasn't prepared, I wouldn't have come here. You sound confident enough. That's because I've got skills you can use. And why should I trust you? You don't have to. Then again, you don't need to know anything about those tech deposits in the Badlands either. And you're just going to give me that information? If you give me what I'm looking for, work. Fair enough. I think I can help you with that. Sam O'Toole. So this kid's a tool. Not going there. The boy holds out his hand for me to shake, and I take it, giving him my cover name. Rhonda Fox. So what's your story? Why do you want to be a mechanic? Well, until recently, I was part of a scouting team working outside the city. Unfortunately, our APC was put out of commission. You know how rare those things are outside the Bureau? There's no way we could have gotten another one. Not without some serious dough. That's a shame. Now I'm searching for some more action. I've heard that you mechanics do some scouting yourselves. That's certainly something that could be true. This kid he's slippery. So you can't be a mechanic unless you fix something first, right? Not if you're going to be working at my garage. Okay, what do I need to do? Just a small task. I think I can handle that. You haven't heard what it is yet. Starting to get annoyed with this kid. I'm starting to get annoyed with the fact that I can't keep his voice consistent. Well then, why don't you tell me? Here's what you have to do. There's an old transmitter just inside the dome that was shut down recently. We're not sure why, but we want to find out. Your job is to figure out what happened. Transmitter? I thought those were all destroyed centuries ago. We have our ways. Any objections? That sounds doable. Good. Sam leaves momentarily and then comes back with a few pieces of equipment and hands them to me. Here's the location, and everything you'll need to know to complete your task. And whatever you do, do not stop to catch any Pokemon on the way. First thing he hands me is obvious. A stock standard camera with self-developing film. Next, though, are two small pieces of inscrutable equipment. Can't quite tell what either of them are. What's this? Just think of them as your tools. Can't fix something without tools. Link. I take a closer look at one. A tiny object that can only be described as the size and shape of a bud. I then realize it must be a different version of the Bureau transponder, with a minuscule clip next to it being a microphone. I put it in my ear, hesitantly. Sam watches me without saying a word, and take that to mean I got it right. Don't lose that. It's worth quite a bit. I look down at the mic, which looks to be both illegal and very old. These rebels are well equipped. I wonder if we've managed to stop even half of the tech shipments that they've tried to get into the city. Excuse me. Get it done soon. I'll go right now. Contact me when you make it to the transmitter. Sam turns around and begins working on the car once again. I leave the garage. I can't help feeling like he wasn't being completely upfront with me about the transmitter I'm being sent to investigate. Still, I suppose it isn't surprising. I just wish I knew for sure. This inhibitor isn't making it easy. I'm anxious to use that mechanic again. I get in my car and look down at the map Sam gave me. The transmitter is about halfway down the perimeter from the dome where I am right now. Shouldn't take me that long to get there. Oh, hello, Jet. My mask is starting to get hot and stuffy. I decide to take it off while I'm driving so I can be more comfortable. Removing it with a hiss, I put it down next to me. I never realized spies had it so tough. It's strange how the chief was so willing to give such advanced technology to a relatively new agent. It's almost like he wanted to send me into danger. But he wouldn't have a vendetta against me, would he? A character that sounds a lot like Megatron being evil? No. I drive along the interior of the dome and watch as tiny bits of meteor hit the barrier and bounce back onto the outer city. Wonder what it's like to live out there. I wonder if the people who live out there feel abandoned, cut off, like I do without my powers. I shake my head. Not being able to feel people's emotions is messing with my mind a little bit, I think. After a few minutes of driving, I pull up at the location on the map and sit there for a moment thinking. Suddenly, I'm jolted by out of my reverie by Sam's voice. I jump and turn around to look in the back seat. Did he sneak into my car? Oh, God, no, it's my earpiece.
Rhonda, do you copy? Over?
Crap. I quickly reattach the mask and turn it on.
Rhonda, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
No, I mean, are you at the transmitter yet?
Oh, yeah, I just got here. I get out of the car and look around. There's a giant tree in the middle, but the place is less of a park and more of a parking lot.
What am I looking for?
I approach one of the lampposts surrounding the premises, which looks as though it's been badly damaged by something.
Those aren't lampposts. Are these the transmitters? One of them is. They used to be part of the city's defense system. Defense system? Why haven't I heard of that before? I guess you're just not in the know. With such a fancy defense system, why is it out here in the middle of a parking lot? You're asking a lot of questions.
Do I want to yell at the kid, or... It's just a question. Actually, no. I feel like that's the wrong one. I'm going to re-roll for these latter two.
Look, short stuff, I'm trying to understand my task here. And I'm trying to get you to complete your task. How can I do that if I don't know what I'm looking for? I already told you what you're looking for. It's one of the lampposts. Well, why does it look like a lamppost then? It's obviously meant to be hidden. Come on, are you that dense? There's no need to be rude. Why is it hidden? Something that important to the city should be out in the open. You really are a genius. Was that Neo? Hoping the Bureau would have smashed it to pieces a long time ago. It's quite an assumption. It's an assumption based on logic. The patterns of behavior by the Bureau are easily predictable in the grand scheme of things. If they knew about this piece of tech, they would want to destroy it, just like everything else they've gotten their hands on. Logic, eh? Yes, now will you get on with it already? Fine.
Alright, so... we're at another spot where we have to look around and click on things, aka the part where my mouse slows down. And I'm pretty sure I have to look at everything. This is part of a chain. Like a weapon kind of chain? Who would use a chain as a weapon? Oh, I don't know. Maybe a chain gang? Chain gang is a group of prisoners chained together, not an actual gang. Really? Oh, maybe a bunch of prisoners came through here. Sam, you fucking moron. More likely, it came off as some kind of vehicle. That's what I was just about to say. You were going to say no such thing. Anyway, if that's the case, it could be related to the transmitter. I think you're right. It's too heavy to take with me, but I'll make a note of it as evidence. This is a receipt. For what? It looks like a grocery list,
Oh, and here I was thinking it was something important. Well, it must have been important to someone. If you're done philosophizing, maybe you could get back to finding the transmitter. No sense of humor. You got room to talk there, Vi. There's a stop sign. At least the side facing the parking lot is. The other side says, no trespassing? You think they knew about the transmitter? No, it was probably a coincidence. Only certain people know about its existence. The average bystander can't tell the difference. Well, whoever was here recently must have hit it and knocked it over. It's not dusty or dirty enough to have been on the ground that long. It would have had to have been a pretty large vehicle to hit the sign without causing any significant damage to the vehicle. Maybe a truck. That sounds like a good theory. A game theory. Sorry. This car looks like it's been here for quite a while. Can you tell who it belongs to? Well, there's a license plate number. Otherwise, I can't get inside. It's locked. Tell me the number and I'll run its race. V154752. Well, whoever this guy is, doesn't look like they'd ever steal something. Their criminal record's clean. The fact that you can get all that kind of information so fast scares me. Who cares? It's not like you're from the Bureau, so you should have nothing to worry about. Oh, you poor innocent cinnamon roll, if you only knew. Yep, you've got that right. What is this? A spare tire? Try to move it, but it's quite difficult. Slams back down to the ground with a dull thump. Sounds heavy. Like a truck tire, maybe. Does it have any markings on it? Yes, there are initials on it. What do they say? JJ. Does that mean anything to you? That sounds familiar. Let me see. Wait a minute, I just realized something. We're smoking hot redhead. Dealing with a very nerdy guy with a double life. Initials JJ. We're actually in New York City, aren't we? JJ, J. Jonah, as in J. Jonah Jameson. It says here that there's a business in the Dome registered as JJs Recycling Company. The information on them is vague at best. Wait, how'd you find that out so quickly? That, I can't tell you. Just trust me on this one, okay? He's a science major! In any case, that sounds awfully suspicious. They could very well have the equipment to take the transmitter. That's a good guess. A very bad thing. Alright. Sam, I found a key. A key to what? It looks like a car key. Do you think it could be related? Maybe. Maybe not. I should take it just in case. Good idea. Da-da-da-da! What is this? It looks like a piece of old tech. This isn't something you find lying around every day. That's part of the transmitter. It's the power unit. Strange that the Bureau didn't find such a thing if it was just lying around. That could mean it was removed fairly recently. You're right. I should remember that fact for later. Wonder who it was who took it. I don't know, but the Resistance never leaves tech behind. Eh? Why not? Every bit is precious. Every tech could mean a new way to fight the Selenon. Only those who take valuable items and leave the rest don't deserve to be part of the Resistance. That's what I would say. Probably what I would say if I was a rebel. He's a rebel and he'll never be any good. Jeez, kid. Covering all your bases, huh? Well, I know what that key goes to. That key goes to that car. And we will check it, but let's check everything else here first. There's a rubbish bin here. Should I try opening it? I doubt the transmitter would be in there. It's not exactly something you just toss in the trash. It could be that they want to hide it for later. If you're not that set on opening it, I won't stop you. This thing smells terrible. I don't even smell it through my... Huh, something wrong? No, nothing. Anyway, from your reaction, looks like there's nothing of import in there. Decidedly not. Just a whole lot of trash. I think I found a Magikarp in here. Why did I tell you about the Pokemon? My eyes glance over to a piece of paper blowing in the wind. It looks like some sort of newspaper. Just trash, then? That was my first thought, but this front page article is unusual. Most of the articles are unreadable. The ink is eating. The ink is bleeding all over the page. God, can't talk. I swear to God, I'm not drinking. But this one is still legible. Mafia hoarding tech? Hoarding? I hadn't heard of that before. Sources have told us that the ongoing arms race with the Yakuza has begun to ratchet up, with both crime syndicates looking to eliminate each other. This has led to the Mafia offering big payouts for any and all tech delivered to research. This is going to tie into our murder mystery. The Bureau is rumored to be turning a blind eye to the Mafia's exploits due to the Yakuza's penchant for selling goods to rebels. Bureau Chief Noble declined to elaborate when asked, calling these rumors highly exaggerated and, no matter, a developing situation that will be handled by the proper authorities. Okay, so basically Blue and Vi are, like, the untouchables in this case, I guess. That does sound relevant to our interests. Maybe whoever was reading this paper had the idea to go and steal some tech. There's one more possibility that I neglected to tell Sam. The possibility that Green is not just a name, but a code name. If it is, this will become a lot more messy than I expected. If I decide to surreptitiously add it to my evidence, in case it turns out to be connected. Okay, so we do have a Green in Spectra. Well, that covers willpower. Would that make Noble orange? Because I'm getting kind of a greedy for power vibe out of him. Okay, so the kid said we gotta check a lamppost. So before I get into the car, I wanna... Alright, well, we definitely need to check the tree, but I wanna roll my mouse over these lampposts here. Okay, so no lampposts are active, which means very likely I can't do anything with them yet, so let's check the tree. There's a big tree in the center of the lot. Anything out of the ordinary? Not quite. That's good. At least we know whoever stole the beacon is eco-friendly. Okay. So now that we've got the key... still locked. It's probably not associated with the whoever was messing with the transmitter. It does seem like it's been here for quite a while. I'll leave it alone. Okay, so... Oh, the tire tracks. Those tire tracks look fairly fresh. I wonder who's been here. Whoever it is, they may have been responsible for the transmitter's deactivation. They look like they belong to a large vehicle, maybe a truck. Come on, I have the key. I should be able to do something with it. Oh. Oh. I thought there was something odd there. There's a lamppost missing. It looks like there should be a lamppost here, but it's missing. I just said that. That's where the transmitter was. It's gone. How did the whole thing get carted away? It must have been pretty large. Must have had an equally big vehicle. We need to find it before it gets sold or destroyed. I understand. So, lamppost that was the transmitter is missing. We have evidence that there was a truck from JJs Recycling. JJs Recycling. Tire tracks leading to big truck. A truck that knocked over the stop sign and left a spare tire behind.
Didn't damage the tree, though, so they didn't hit the tree. After taking a hard look around the lot and collecting all the evidence I can for further investigation, I returned to the site of the missing lamppost.
So, are all these lampposts transmitters? They were, but only the one still worked. Exactly how do they operate? I don't know. Magic? Radioactive spiders? If I'm going after this JJ character, how am I supposed to know what I'm looking for?
Sam sighs into his mic, but I can tell he's cracking.
Fine. The only thing we need to know is that the actual pole part is useless. What we really need is the enclosure inside of it. It's what sends out the psi waves. Do you think whoever took the pole knew that? I doubt it. Seems like they don't know very much about this kind of thing. There could have been another party at work here. When you find it, you don't have to carry the whole pole. That's good. I'd hate to make even more of a scene than I have to. Uh-huh. The transmitter should be wedged into the top. Thankfully, it's a modular unit, so we can get it running immediately. Sounds like a plan. Now you just have to get the transmitter back before it's gone forever. Go in, sneak past a bunch of thieves equipped with high-tech weaponry. Seems easy enough. Don't be so melodramatic. They probably thought the beacon was defunct. Besides, you're a ruined diver. You probably had your fair share of combat androids to deal with. This should be a piece of cake compared to one of them. Right. They're all just a bunch of pushovers. You've seen one, you've seen them all, right? Something gives me the feeling you haven't seen any. Can we get on with it already? Fine, I'll tell you the address.
Time to be eco-friendly. With the guidance of Sam in my earpiece, I make it to JJs Recycling. Looks like your typical nondescript warehouse that you wouldn't think twice about when driving by.
Are you sure this is the right place? That's where it's registered as.
I spot a small sign on the fence that bears a similar marking to the hubcap I found at the beacon site. Stepping out of the car, I walk over to the grate, but it's padlocked shut.
Doesn't look like he's in the mood for visitors.
I pull at the padlock to make sure it's locked, but it doesn't budge an inch.
Guess you're going to have to find a way in yourself. Thanks for the tip, hotshot.
Look around for something to help me get inside. The fence isn't too tall, but it's topped with barbed wire, so I have to find something to get myself up and over it. There's a wooden crate sitting along the side of the warehouse next to the door. I go over, grab the crate, and place it next to the fence. I step onto the crate, and it breaks. I go tumbling to the ground and hit my knee hard on the concrete.
Son of a... What was that?
I'm not going to go 3 on this. This is going to be between these first two.
Nothing. The plan I was trying just didn't quite work. Well, you might want to try something else. I will, just give me a second. Time is really the essence here. Any minute, JJ could get rid of that beacon. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of here without me noticing in the next 2 minutes. I'm standing right at the front gate, after all. There could be another way out of here. You don't... Okay. I'm going as fast as I can.
Get up and look around again. Standing a few feet away is a metal trash can. I'll walk over to it and test the top by putting part of my weight on it. Seems sturdy enough. I take off my vest and wrap it around my forearm so I have something to cover the barbed wire. I drag the trash can over the fence and climb onto it. Reaching up, I drape my vest over the barbed wire, using it to pull myself over the fence. Hopefully Miss Pierce won't be too angry about the damage.
I'm in. Good. Now go and find JJ. I heard you the first time, you know.
I walk towards the warehouse in the middle of the recycling yard.
Scraps of wood and metal litter the ground, while random pieces of furniture, metal piping, rubber pieces, and appliances are piled in high stacks around me.
This place certainly has enough old junk in it to be a recycling company. They don't seem to be doing anything with the stuff. Much of it looks as though it hasn't been moved in years. So, pretty much the stock of your average Kmart then. My hunch about where the office might be pays off, as I round a pile of armchairs and find a small building sitting amongst the heaps of junk. Chunks of heap, right. I approach it tenuously. Howdy! I jump at the proximity of the voice.
Hello?
A young man with a beanstalk physique comes around the mound of pipes right next to the building. You know, I'm surprised we have such dedicated customers. I'm pretty sure we were closed for business.
So, are you going to make me leave?
Of course not. I'm not one to turn down a lady in need. The man continues walking towards me with a friendly smile on his face.
I'm looking for JJ.
Yeah, that's me, in the flesh. Owner of this here fine recycling facility.
Is that so?
Yes, indeed. Previous owner went bankrupt a while back, but I was able to rescue the business thanks to my generous monetary assets. Something about this guy makes me think he's not telling the truth. This would be a whole lot easier if I could flash my badge and use my powers to get past all this crap.
I'm not sure that this would be considered rescued. It still looks like an abandoned junk heap.
Madam, please, I'm a very sensitive man. Are you saying I don't plan to recycle all of these repurposed goods? Yeah, right. JJ's about as sensitive as you are a psychic.
Oh, you innocent cinnamon roll.
That was a good one.
Excuse me, but what were you here for exactly?
Let's just say I'm interested in a few things on the down low. The name's Rhonda Fox, and I specialize in extracting certain goods.
I don't sell anything on the black market. It's bad business, see? JJ gestures around the junkyard as if to say this is what a thriving business looks like.
Sure, I understand if it's bad for this booming business you have here. But let's say, hypothetically, that you were in the business of doing a bit more than just collecting old trash.
Recycling! JJ puffs his chest out proudly and his face turns red.
Tell him you know about the tech he's transporting to the outer city base next Tuesday. That might warm him up. Okay, how about this? I know all about the tech shipment going out on Tuesday to the outer city base.
What? Tech? What tech? You wouldn't be, by any chance, be talking about that dangerous illegal technology? Why, we would never think of offering such things in this fine establishment.
You don't know, huh? Well, my employer would still like to ask you a few questions about a certain piece of tech that was stolen inside the dome.
Why should I answer? It's against company policy to divulge trade secrets.
Because you're a suspect. That tech was valuable to them. If they decide you're guilty, they will ruin your day. And if you're innocent, this should be over quickly. So why not humor me for a moment?
Fine then, ask away. I doubt you'll find anything of value. Metaphorically speaking, of course, not literally.
This guy's a smooth talker. I'm not sure if I'll find any leads by just asking him a few questions. After weighing the risk, I decide it's worth it. I reach into my pocket, switching off the psychic inhibitor. A wave of relief washes over me as I find myself feeling JJ's emotions, though I'm sure it won't last once I figure out exactly what's going on through his head. Alright, I'm actually going to take this moment to go ahead and save here, because we're getting into probably a little heavy gameplay section where we kind of do our little Phoenix Wright thing. So, yeah, I'm going to call this an episode. So, thank you for watching this episode of Casual Mode playthrough of Selenon Rising. I'm Jeremy. Until next time, keep it casual, y'all.